Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Kristen, and today I'm going to share with you guys ways that you can customize inexpensive wood pieces from the Dollar Tree. So let's get into the video. This video is sponsored by LaserPecker. This is the LaserPecker 2. They sent this to me. It is a super fast handheld laser engraver and cutter. So this is what everything is inside the box, and it looks like it would be super hard to put together, but trust me, it is not. It is pretty much 2 screws. And that's about it. It took minutes to put together. I did not put this together on camera just in case I had issues. I 100% had 0 issues with this. So to get started, I just want to show you guys how this works. So you just download this app. The instructions is super easy how to download. You just take a picture of that QR code, and there's also an instruction video you could watch as well. I just decided to wing it because, well, this is my channel, and that just seems like what I do on a day-to-day basis is just wing things. But they already had like pre-downloaded images, and you just have to type in the width and height of whatever item you're going to make. Showing my phone right here because right here it just shows the material you're using, which it says recycle paper, and then you can just do a custom, which a lot of my category was just custom. It seemed to work pretty well. And then you're just going to be measuring this. You want to make sure it's 11 centimeters from the top, and like I said, it's already in the directions, and then you just press start on your phone and it starts cutting or engraving for you. So like I said, this one was just the first try I did. I was still learning at this point, and it does have a fan attachment as well. So if you are using it inside, it does have a fan to help with that. I just sat by a window, had all the windows open, and it really just smells like you are having a small little campfire in your house. I ended up doing the rest outside just because I'm not a huge fan of the smell, and plus then I didn't really have to like circulate and open all the windows, and it's been pretty warm outside, so I didn't want the windows open at that point. But then, and as you can see, there is a up and down button on the side, and you just push that once or push it twice to stop it, and it just brings up the engraver or lowers it. So my first try was not perfect, but I'm going to show you guys how easy this is. You're going to want to add some safety glasses to your face. You don't want to look at this. Although you do have that little protector on there, you can take that little orange piece off. I just chose to keep it on there because this light and this laser was super, super bright. So I always wore my safety glasses along with the little safety engraver attachment. So I'm going to be making this cow, and I have my little ruler just to make sure I was in range. And then you just engrave your item. So I just found a lot of free images off of Google or online. I just did a ton. This cow, of course, I love farmhouse, so I had to try out some sort of farm animal. But trust me, you guys, this is a DIY fall video for a lot of these items. So this is what it looks like, and all of these images took between 2 and 4 minutes to fully create. So I'm just pushing that little button to move it up so I could take my item out. And this is what it looks like, and this one turned out so good. I was so excited to see this. So what I'm going to do with this one is I decided to use some thrifting items. This item I had, it was $3 from Goodwill, and I liked the way it looked. I didn't really want to change a whole lot. I saved it for fall. I just wanted to take my hot glue gun and glue that cow right to the front of this fall leafy planter. And that's all I did for this one. And that little piece of wood I used was like in a 6 or 7, 8 pack possibly from Dollar Tree. So just to make this little image was pretty much a quarter plus $3. But I love this. I am seriously, this laser engraver, this LaserPecker 2 is absolutely awesome. I will be making so many customizable items when it comes to holidays. Right now I only tested out wood because I'm still a beginner here, and I did not, I really just want to try and make sure I knew exactly what I was doing. So I did a lot of wood, but it does more than just wood. You can do foam, you can do leather, you can do metal, you could use it for tumblers, all sorts of things. This one right here, I just used a tag. This says Farm Fresh Pumpkins. And this one seriously took, I think, under a minute to engrave this entire thing. I decided to attach it to a garland I had from Dollar General from last year. It was only $1. And I'm just dry brushing it with a little bit of orange and some antique wax by Waverly. I'm engraving this Farm Fresh. My material is custom, Power 85 in depth 15%, and that is what I left it on pretty much the majority of everything I did. That was the depth and that was the power. I had to do a lot of trial and error when it came to this, but once I had it figured out, this was so much fun to use. I could sit outside for hours and hours on end creating some super fun pieces. I just love that I can customize these, and there's no painting, no, I mean, barely any painting. You can paint these, I suppose, but I just really like the images where you don't have to use a Cricut and you don't have to use any sort of stencil. This is just a really fun way. I was so excited to be able to try something like this out. Normally, I will say that you can't teach a dog new tricks, and I'm the dog. Like, I have a really hard time learning new things, but I was able to learn this with the help of LaserPecker, but also from some YouTube videos, and just a lot of testing and trial and error is really what it did it for me. So this Farm Fresh, this is a longer plank. This is also from the Dollar Tree, and I think this came in a 6-pack. I've had this for a while, so these were only $1, so I actually paid under 25 cents for this piece of wood. So if you want to purchase the LaserPecker, the link and everything will be in the description box below, but definitely try it out on some really inexpensive pieces of wood until you're a pro. But once this one was done, I loved this, so I decided to attach this to the bottom of a wreath. So I've just had this wreath from Dollar Tree, and I'm just gluing the Farm Fresh to the bottom and adding a bow with a little bit of greenery, and I love this piece. I love the faux wood on here. I just think it's so pretty, and then you can add anything else to it. I decided to end up adding some stickers to the Farm Fresh. I was thinking of maybe wrapping some twine around it, or like a bow or burlap or anything to the bottom of this. I decided to go with a Dollar Tree bow. It's from the fall this year, and then some boxwood greenery from Walmart, and then these stickers. These came from Dollar Tree in the Crafter's Square, so I just added some of those trucks to match the ribbon, and that is all I did for this one. We are back outside with the LaserPecker too, and I decided to go the route with this truck. So I eventually realized that you can preview the center of any item that you are going to be cutting, so you know exactly where it's going to be started, which that was some trial and error, like I said, but you can eventually figure it out. I promise you, it's not that hard. This truck, I was like, I want to engrave this. It's a little bit different than those wood pieces, and this will be so stinking cute. I'm obsessed with using trucks in my home decor, so I just lowered the engraver as low as I could with the attachment on. This is another one of those Farm Fresh, but I was just testing it out, and this one also took seconds. It's a little bit smaller, and like I said, you can add the size of your item, and then if you want to make a larger item, you can use the roller, which I will show you later on. This is also a handheld attachment, so you can detach it from the stand. I did not do that. I have yet to do it. I also have very shaky hands, so I don't know if that would be the best option for me, but you can do it if you choose to. So once that was done, I decided to bring it inside and give it a little bit of paint. To start with, I just had a different sign. I'm just going to be attaching some scrapbook paper to. This sign is from Dollar Tree from last year. It's something I've had laying around that I just really wanted to use up. And then the scrapbook paper is from Echo Park. I was in a subscription box club with the scrapbook paper, and then it was just something I kind of thought was a little bit pricey. Like, I'd much rather just go somewhere else and get my scrapbook paper. But I loved this color, and I'm trying to use a little bit different colors for fall. Whether that would actually happen or not, I'm not sure. But fall is like my color holiday season. Like, it's the time where I get to use like some oranges and greens and reds and yellows and all the colors, and then Christmas is usually like red, black, and white. So trying to just do a little bit of color here. So once that was done, I just used a glue stick to put the scrapbook paper on, and then I did have some edges that didn't line up with my scrapbook paper, so I had to just kind of throw in a little bit of scrap paper. Can't even tell. Now I'm just using the Outrageous Orange by Apple Barrel to paint these pumpkins. I'm going to use the Waverly chalk paint in black to paint these tires, and then I'm just going to be dry brushing with some antique wax. And then while I was actually dry brushing, it hit the wet black paint, and it kind of just made it look like this was going through mud, you know, pumpkin picking, throwing your pumpkins in the back of your truck. So it kind of just went with the theme, and I really love how this turned out in the end. Once this was dry and done, I just glued it to that scrapbook sign, and that's all I did for this. This was a quick and easy yet really fun DIY. Next one, I'm using a cutting board. This was from Walmart. I think this was $5 or $6, and I'm just using the Waverly chalk paint and moss to paint this entire thing. I know I really like the plain wood, but since I was leaving the piece that I engraved plain, I just wanted to give it a tiny bit of color, and this is what I came up with. So this is the locally grown pumpkins. I love this one. This little wood piece was from Dollar Tree, and I've had this for a really long time as well, so probably only paid $1 for it. And I'm just going to take some hot glue with my Gorilla Glue gun, which I absolutely love. I've had it for a little while now, still obsessed with it. Once that was glued down, I just used some rub-on transfers. This is the, I think it's Eucalyptus Greenery. This was from Dollar Tree last year, and I just have some pieces left over, so I'm going to be using those just for a little bit more color. I did not show engraving this because I did the exact same settings and the exact same thing for pretty much every single one of these, except the last one. You're going to want to see what I did with that because it's just a little bit different, different type of DIY. So I'm really excited that I was actually able to use the pieces that they sent me, like use the LaserPecker too, use the roller that they sent me as well. I was so intimidated. This video took me so long to do just because of the intimidation. But like I said, once I sat down in my driveway and did it, it was so easy. I'm just taking some hot glue, boxwood greenery, and then I had some florals from Michael's, and they were only 98 cents, maybe $1. They were at least $1 or less. So glued that to the center, and that is all I did for this cutting board. Versatile electric roller. So you can just plug this right into your LaserPecker too, and then you go into the app and you hit mode settings, the third axis, and then I'm using a cylinder. So my width is 70, height ends up being 71, and you have to make sure that your picture that you're going to transfer and engrave onto this is sideways, or it will just come out straight, and we are obviously cutting on the side. So here we go, real time. This took 4 minutes. I'm just using this little pencil holder right here. This was from Dollar Tree, and I love this one. You see that the rollers are slowly moving. You can barely tell. I did take off that little protector, but I did have my safety glasses on. Like I said, this laser was so bright, like it would mess with your eyesight. So always wear eye protection. And then yeah, this took 4 minutes, and look how stinking cute that is. I threw some pumpkin and greenery in there, and that is all I did for this. But you guys, that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed these fun ways to engrave and customize Dollar Tree wood pieces. If you did, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to check out LaserPecker. I will leave the links in the description box below. But that is it. I will see you in the next one. Bye!